everybody, my name is Matt Crump, and I'd like to welcome you back to hashtag God's Got This and Meaningful Moments. And this past couple of weeks, we've been dealing with resilience and fortitude. It's been quite interesting, and needless to say, that's some of the exact areas that I have been attacked in my body, in my mind. I've shared a lot of nuggets the past couple of weeks with you, and have a few more to give to you today. We're going to be looking today in Matthew, the 7th chapter, verses 24 through 27. And by the way, if you don't have a Bible and you'd like to get one, I can give you one for free. Yep, you can just download our new app, and we have a bunch of them available for you right there digitally to download and check out. So you can update that and get to the app, and when you get there, you find that you can take notes. We're doing all kinds of things with our new journal and the God's Got This Moments journal that we're working on, and we'll have some new updates for that coming soon. Pretty excited about it. So if you want to download that app, love to see you there. All right, so Matthew, 7th chapter, 24 through 27, and reading to you from the New Living Translation, the NLT. All right, verse 24. Anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise, like a person who builds a house on a solid rock. The rain comes in torrents and the floodwaters rise and winds beat against that house. It won't collapse because it's built on bedrock. But anyone who hears my teaching and doesn't obey it is foolish, like a person who builds a house on sand. When the rain and floods come and the winds beat against that house, it will collapse with a mighty crash. It's pretty amazing. So I want to try to pull together a few things out of those scriptures that will be able to help you understand a little bit about resilience. And I've got 7 points in resilience. And I'm going to go ahead and go right into it, because I promised y'all that I would not take forever in these devotions. But I'm hoping that you'll give me some grace as I have something really to share from my heart today. All right, so number 1, stay tough. Work smarter, not stupid. Resilient people face their fears and can adjust their attitude, which allows them to focus on possibilities even in the worst of times. The tougher the situation, the tougher they become. So stay tough, work smarter, not stupid. This is coming from the verse 24, which says, anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise, like a person who builds a house on solid rock. All right, so that's point 1. Stay tough, work smarter, not stupid. All right, number 2, keep growing. Life doesn't get easier and more forgiving, but instead we must get stronger and more resilient. Resilient people are growing people who are constantly becoming braver and more courageous. They can only do this because they know that life is not what happens to us, but what happens in us. You may have heard us talk about that the past week or two. God can only work through you what he's worked in you. As he said to those who listen and who say it and do it, they're wise. Right? So keep growing. Stay tough, work smarter, not stupid. Keep growing. And number 3, from that verse 24, stay prepared. Resilient people work on solving a problem instead of letting themselves become paralyzed by something that's negative. There's so much negativity out there, right? It's designed to be a trap. Resilient people, they keep planning for a future even when things aren't working out. Like, I'm sure Noah, he was mocked for continuing to build that giant ship in the middle of a desert, right? So he was resilient. Stay prepared. He had a plan. He kept on going. Even though all the stuff kept happening, he said, I want to keep doing this. And for me, even though I've been told certain things about my life, my health, I've got friends in the same situation. You could just choose to stay in bed and die, or move, do something. That's what I'm doing, right? Stay prepared. All right, verse 25, though the rain comes in torrents and the floodwaters rise and the winds beat against that house, it won't collapse because it's built on bedrock. So number 4, pick yourself up as many times as it takes. Pick yourself up. Resilient people understand that failure isn't falling down. It's refusing to get up. That's what failure is. They have a capacity to adapt successfully and the tenacity to never, ever quit. Everyone has failure in their life. Everyone's going to fall down, right? You can choose to stay down, or you can choose to get up and say, I'm never going to quit. That's a resilient person. All right, pick yourself up as many times as it takes. All right, number 5, going along with that verse 25, keep giving. Even in the toughest of times, when the rains come in torrents and beat against your house and even the house of your neighbor, right? Resilient people find a way to care for others. Because sometimes being selfless is the best way to discover your own strength. It's awesome when you serve and be selfless. And when you do that, when you keep giving, it helps you in your resiliency. It helps you to learn how to bounce back, right? You pick yourself up. You're saying, all right, I might have failed, but had problems, but I'm going to keep going. Something bad happens to your neighbor, you help them out, right? Even in the midst of your struggles, you work together. All right, verse 26, and I'm going fast. I'm going to try to keep it short. If you have questions, I'd love for you to hit me up on email, community@godsgotthis.love. You can go to our website, communicate with me through there as well. I've got all these notes available, so even though I'm going fast, you can ask me for the notes, and I'll be glad to give them to you. All right. Verse 26 says, "But anyone who hears my teaching and doesn't obey it is foolish, like a person who builds a house on sand." Number 6, build relationships. Resilient people maintain a supportive relationships, both personal and professional. As a result, they have caring, supportive people around them in times of crisis. Superficial relationships and a few likes on social media are relationships really with a sandy foundation. Look for and build solid relationships. It's so vital. Build them. All right, verse 27, "When the rains and floods come and the winds beat against that house, it will collapse with a mighty crash." Number 7, understand your identity. It's a tough one. It's been a tough one for me all the years of serving Christ and doing different things. I've done things that I thought were right and good. And many times they were. Not like I'm trying to be boastful. I'm trying to say I did do good things. I did do some of the right things, but they weren't what I was supposed to be doing. My identity got caught up in those things and what I was doing and how I was doing it, and the accolades and the praise of people and stuff like that began to create things in me that were not what God intended. My identity was jacked up. I was totally wrong. And it's taken a lot of time for that to be fixed, reprogrammed, if you will. And I've been working on that for a long time. I'm still trying to work on it. I won't tell you that I'm perfect. I'm not. I'm trying my best. But there's things that we can do to understand your identity. So resilient people, they search for meaning and identity. So the house being built isn't your identity. It's the willingness to listen, to trust, and obey what Christ taught. And then our true identity, we find, is in Christ. Not in the fact that we have the house. Yeah, we have the house because he told us how to build it the right way, right? Our identity comes from Christ, not from the stuff. Surrendering your own identity develops a personal why. It develops it in you, and it helps you to have a clear sense of purpose. It helps you to view setbacks from a much broader perspective. Isn't that cool to be able to have a place where you can have that why answered in your life? So possible when we surrender all these things I'm talking about and you understand your identity. To make it through tough times like we're all in right now, it takes resilience. It requires that we pay attention to the complexities of our own experiences, listen to our emotions, and be willing to listen and learn from disappointments and failures, as well as success and motivation in our lives. Thinking that what you do or where you do the things is your identity, what is on your business card or website or profile is your identity, that's a house built on sand. It's not what God's called you to do. Having your identity foundationally built on the rock of Jesus Christ, that's where resilient people thrive. All right, so that's a lot of stuff I threw at you pretty fast. I'm going to run through them really quick for you again. We're at 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes, right? So I've got 7 points in resiliency built around the scripture of Matthew, and that is in the 7th chapter, 24 through 27. You get a chance to pull it together, and you can read them again. Number 1, stay tough. Work smarter, not stupid. Number 2, keep growing. Number 3, stay prepared. Number 4, pick yourself up as many times as it takes. Number 5, keep giving. Number 6, build relationships. And number 7, understand your identity. So vital in understanding how to be a resilient person. I hope that what you've been learning over resiliency and fortitude the past couple of weeks have been helpful to you. And I don't know where the Lord's going to take us next week, but I'll be praying about that. And until then, I hope this has been a blessing to you. And if you would like any notes, you have any questions, please, again, feel free to reach out and contact me. You can reach us here at community@godsgotthis.love. You can also go to our website at godsgotthis.love. And when you're there, if you're not part of our mailing list yet, not receiving our Monday morning magazine, then I'd love for you to have that. It tells you everything we're going through every week. It highlights the ministries that we're doing. On Monday, of course, the magazine, which always has a little bit of a nugget in there for you to lead you through the week. Tuesday is the podcast that we're doing. On Wednesday is our show on YouTube, which is God's Got This Stories. On Thursday is our blog, and Friday is like this, which is our devotion, Meaningful Moments, and it could be anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes. Last week was a whole lot more, but anywhere around that period of time. And again, I'll be more than happy to give you those notes. So thanks again. I hope that's the key word. This has been good for you, because that's really what our desire here is, to provide you a place of hope and understanding in your life that God's got this. He really does. So this has really been big about identity and resilience this week, and it's been big for me, and I'm thankful that God has brought me through this week. Thank the Lord Almighty, all right? So thank you again, guys, so much. Again, godsgotthis.love, and we'd love to hear from you, and visit us on our media sites, social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, good grief, Google Plus, YouTube. We're out there, right? So we'd love to hear from you anyway. That's good for you to be able to reach back to us. And if you need hope, you need help, then we'd love to provide you with any resources that we possibly can, because we care deeply about you, and for you to understand that just like we do, keep calm, because God's got this. This world is all